On December 6, 1989, a lone gunman entered Ecole Polytechnique School of Engineering in Montreal, Canada, with a semi-automatic rifle. 20 minutes after his entrance, the gunman took his own life after taking the life of 14 women and injuring countless others, both physically and emotionally. The gunman began his rampage around 5 p.m. at Ecole Polytechnique. He began by entering a lecture hall, firing bullets at the ceiling, and screaming for the women and men to separate to opposite sides of the room. The men were ordered to leave and left the classroom, something which many of them say still haunts them to this day. The gunman proceeded by firing at the group of female students and killing 6 out of the 10 and walking out of the lecture hall. He continued his rampage to the cafeteria and finally to a classroom on the 3rd floor. Here he ended his own life after the fire alarm was rung. At the end of the tragedy, 14 women's lives were lost and 13 had been injured. Most of them were also women. Survivors of the incident reported that the gunman did not specifically target men unless they were near a woman. When he entered the lecture hall where he began his rampage, the gunman accused the women of being feminist and stated that he hated feminists. Before opening fire on the women, survivors reported that the gunman explained that he was there on behalf of males fighting feminism, as females were taking job opportunities from men. He hoped to scare the women back into traditional roles. This tragedy is seen as a significant act of gendercide and anti-feminism. After the massacre, the province of Quebec and the city of Montreal declared a 3-day period of mourning. Silent vigils were organized around the campus and funeral services were held for the victims. People in other towns across Canada joined in with their own public vigils. In the chapel beneath the University of Montreal's tower, the young women were put on view in pearl-white coffins, some closed, some open, for the public to pay their respects. Many people said that the tragedy had made them ponder more seriously the issue of violence against women and gun control. Though the incident at Polytechnique occurred 2 decades ago, the tragedy is still greatly remembered and acknowledged today. Here at UBC, we have a yearly remembrance ceremony, while many other schools in Montreal and across Canada do the same. Memorials of the massacre can be found widely across Canada to keep the memory of the women alive. Examples include the plaque outside Ecole Polytechnique, the memorial stones in Minto, Ottawa, and finally, even here in Vancouver, a memorial of 14 coffin-like benches in Thornton Park with a plaque listing all 14 names.
And so when I heard about it, I was really shocked because I hadn't even known that things this bad were happening on campuses.
Again, it just sort of furthers my own agenda to be an activist, to be an anti-violence activist, and to teach people that we can't ever relax. We have to always be vigilant because this kind of thing is always on the horizon, which is unfortunate. But I mean, as long as there are people like us out there fighting for equality and fighting for human rights and women's rights.
It definitely, hit me pretty hard because it's not only a tragic thing, but it's something that was close to home, being in a university environment where, I generally think I'm in a fairly safe environment because I'm among my peers, I'm among people who are all of similar thought as me, and so knowing that there are still people out there like that is very scary. And the campaign is definitely something that's so important, and especially in November when we have Remembrance Day and we have all of this time of thinking about the past and thinking about how we can change the past to maintain the integrity of our future.
Following the tragedy, Canada rose to its feet in response to the injustice which had occurred. December 6th was declared the National Day of Remembrance and Action on Violence Against Women. Many members of Parliament began to question Canada's gun control policy, as the gunman was able to purchase his weapon legally prior to the attack. The incident further fueled the Canadian women's movement, which led to the formation of a House of Commons subcommittee on the status of women. Shortly after, the committee led the federal government to establish the Canadian Panel on Violence Against Women in August 1991. This panel fought to ensure equality among the sexes and to reduce violence against women through government policy. There cannot be darkness without light, and with that in mind, we take the dark events of December 6, 1989, and find hope in the clearing gloom of the aftermath. Take time today to remember the 14 women who tragically died. But equally important, take time to appreciate and recognize the diversity of the students and faculty which you experience every day here at UBC. Work to make this place a stronger community, one in which we take care of each other and look after one another. Let this 20th anniversary of the Montreal Massacre be a day to come together, a day of change, and a day of hope. Geneviève Bergeron, Hélène Colgan, Nathalie Croteau, Barbara Daigneault, Anne-Marie Edouard, Maude Aviarnik, Barbara Kuznik, Maryse Lagagnère, Maryse Leclerc, Anne-Marie Lemay, Sonia Pelletier, Michel Richard, Annie Saint-Arnaud, Annie Turcotte.
I'm an engineer.
I'm an engineer.
I'm an engineer.
I'm an engineer.
And I remember December 6th.